Hey everybody, good to see ya. Sorry I'm late. Sorry I'm late. That's not what I was doing, Laglager. That is not what I was doing. I actually just got back through the door from my final dentist appointment. Uh 3 weeks from now exactly is when I will be getting brand new teeth. Can you guys believe that? It's gonna be the end of a pretty serious era. But I'm excited. That'll be interesting. We got to add the missing teeth as part of the iceberg. You're going to lose aura? I might. I know I might. But at the same time, man, it's like, I don't know. Was I going to be toothless forever? You know what I mean? Am I going to be toothless forever? You know, it's like, come on, no. I got to grow and evolve. You know what I mean? I can't just stick with this. I can't just keep coasting on the same, the same, what would you call it? Persona. You know what I mean? I need something new. I need to evolve. I need to be toothless Shay. Toothless Shay is going to be very different than non-toothless Shay. Toothless Shay is just going to be pumping out tier lists every day. That's all I'm going to fucking do. I don't know if Toothless Shay ever gets put down, lower down on the iceberg. I mean, I don't know, man. Like, give it 10 years from now. 10 years from now, I'm still going to be making content. I'm going to still be making content. You know, at least I think I will. I don't know what the fuck else I'll be doing. I don't think anyone's going to remember. Yeah, what if just everybody stops watching? What if everybody just stops watching? What if the views just plummet off a fucking cliff the second I get teeth? Make an official iceberg on stream? It feels a little cringe to make my own iceberg, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like someone else has to do that. How can I get rid of this fucking extension, please? Like, this ad blocker is not doing jack shit. I mean, it's too late, Joaquin Masaria. It's too late. Like, today is when they went over the color with me and what my new teeth are gonna be, and I picked which color I want. Oh my god, Combinant, thank you for 4 months of being a member. Can you explain why Dustin can't finish his guillotine? Is it a skill issue or is he a weak pea head? Bro, I'm so glad you asked. Let me show you something. The Curious. Boom. The fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? This is the exact title of a video that I made. Where is it? Maybe because I misspelled guillotine so bad. Okay, there we go. Sorry. This is horse shit. I made a video with this exact title. Why does it not come up? Alright, this is what's going on here. Am I shadow banned off the fucking platform or something? I'm shadow banned on YouTube. Okay, now this is just ridiculous. Okay, here's one. Wow. I don't even know what to say. Where is it? That hurts my feelings. Yeah, I don't even. Okay, I made a video with that exact title. I'm gonna have to scroll really far back on the channel to find it. I made it a couple years ago, but yeah, basically I made a video talking about it. I don't know. I'm shadow banned off the platform, I guess. But essentially, I think to summarize the problem with his guillotine is that. So he always goes for arm-in guillotines. There's a difference between that high elbow guillotine and when, you have one arm around the neck and the other arm underneath their arm. The key with that guillotine is crunching. You're trying to get their forehead to their chest. That's how you finish the guillotine. You can't just squeeze. And we looked at a bunch of examples of Joe Rogan and Daniel Cormier. Here it is. Here it is. Like, what the fuck? It's right here. This is the video right here. The Curious Case of Dustin Poirier's Guillotine, 59,000 views. For some reason, typing in this exact title, YouTube just goes, no, we're not going to. No, we're not going to. But, you just almost kind of see by the thumbnail. This is Dan Hooker. That's Dan Hooker's head right there. Dustin right here needs to make Dan's forehead go to his chest. But look, there's no crunch in the neck at all. There's no crunch there. You got to crunch. We look at moments where he was doing it right, but it was kind of few and far between. It's just a technical error. Like, he's not doing the guillotine right. But yeah, that's the video that I was trying to show this whole fucking time. Oh my God, Detonk! Thank you for the $2, dude. Thank you so much. Thoughts on JDM claiming to be the BMF and not Max? I mean, look, dude, Detonk, that's a great question. It's a complete no-brainer for JDM to want to start talking shit to Ilya. It is an absolute no-brainer. I mean, come on. I mean, I think that's a very, very easy. I mean, I shouldn't say easy, but I think stylistically, I'm pretty sure JDM has almost every single advantage against someone like Ilya Topuria. He's a welterweight, Ilya is a fucking featherweight pretty much. Tremendous boxer. In a potential fight with Ilya, he can use a lot of pure boxing defense and head movement because Ilya's game is so linear. It's going to make it really hard for Ilya to land on him. JDM's taller, longer. I think he has essentially every single advantage, and I think that he would love that money fight. And I think it's an absolute no-brainer for him to be talking shit to Ilya. That's what I think. But yeah, it's a great question. That's a great question. But yeah, I don't know, guys. I used to have uBlock Origin, but it told me it's no longer supported. So I got this one, and this shit just doesn't work. Oh, no, don't allow that. Yeah, okay, I think I found the problem. Don't allow that shit. Well, no, because I already have YouTube Premium. Okay. All right. I hope did that do it? I'm really afraid to refresh to see if that worked, because then all my people there are going to be gone that I added on the tier list. Detonk! Thank you for another $2, dude. MMA Joey's saying you will be fraud checked by bedtime. I doubt he actually said that. But if he did say that, I mean, to be fair, I don't know if bedtime would beat me in a striking match. I mean, he might. I'm never gonna not favor myself, but I wasn't 100% sure that I wasn't 100% sure I was gonna win that fight. But in an MMA context, I really don't think he would ever. I mean, I'm just so much bigger. You know what I mean? I don't think there's any shot he's got me there. You know what I mean? But I'd love to do it. I mean, we got to do some. We should spar sometime on camera. That'd be sick. I just got to figure out when the fuck I'm ever going to Australia, or when the fuck he's ever, you guys know. But yeah, we got a great tier list for all you guys today. I've got, how many people do I have on this tier list? I got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22. I got 23 names here. This is all time. I think that I just kind of added people willy-nilly who I wanted to be here. I'm sure there's some people that deserve to be here that I didn't add, but you know what I mean? It's I think this is gonna be really solid. Dizodzo. I mean, look, I don't think anybody's ever really seen like true training footage of me. I mean, look, if you follow me on Instagram, you see a lot of it. I mean, a decent amount. I post a lot of wrestling highlights of myself on my stories purely because a buddy of mine that I always train with, he posts it and then I repost it on my story. But if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't really have much training footage at all. But like, I think people don't take me as seriously as they should as a martial artist. I just got to be honest. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to toot my own horn too much here, but it's something I want to. I gotta figure out a good way. I gotta like spar a UFC fighter. That's what I gotta do one day. Go on the Mighty Guru show next time? I don't know, man. What's that going to do for me? You know what I mean? What's that going to do for me being on that show? What is that going to do for me? I think they need me more than I need them. You know what I mean? That's what I think. Okay, this is pissing me the fuck off. Please. I think I fixed it now, but I don't want to refresh the... Stop seeing this ad. Ad was inappropriate. They get like 600K views, dumb idiot. I mean, I get, that's, I mean, Tell DJ and Guru they don't understand fighting. How should I portray that message to them? Screenshot the tears and fresh. Well, it's not about screenshotting. I have to now re-upload. You know what? It's all right. I'll do that real quick. I'll do that. I don't want to give away who I have on this list. That's part of the surprise. I'll just re-add them real quick. It should be easy. Oh, motherfucker. It's telling me it looks like I'm using ad blocker. I can either continue or I can subscribe. You would make them look dumb. I mean, I wouldn't want to be mean, but like, to be fair, like the last time I was watching the MMA Guru show, there was a lot of things that like Guru was saying in particular about like a Hamzat DDP matchup where I was like, no, let's not do that. And then Mighty Mouse was telling him, he's like, wow, you really do know about fighting because of these things that you're saying. And like, I understand what Mighty Mouse was trying to say. Like, I think the overall concept of what Guru was talking about was good, but I think that like his specific advice for what DDP should do against Hamzat, I was like, that's terrible. I mean, that's not good, man. Like, you're gonna get DDP killed out there. You know what I mean? Fuck, I don't know what to do then. Okay. Well, this sucks, man. This sucks. I'm trying to get around this ad blocker thing. Oh, did Tonk. Thank you for the $2.
Fighter one won't let my daughter date list.
Do an MMA fighter I won't let my daughter date list. You know what, dude? You know what? Actually, yeah, that'd be funny. We can do that. Where's my phone? Here it is. All right, you know what? I have a whole list of tier lists to make. Let me add that one in. That would actually be a funny one to make. That'd be a very funny one to make. All right, I'll do that. All right, there we go. All right. Okay, fuck, God damn it. All right, I guess I have no choice other than to enable ads. I guess I have no other choice. I guess we're going to have to fucking live with it. I don't know what else to do. Maybe that'll do it. Let me try again. No, that didn't fix it. That didn't fix it. Buy YouTube Premium. I already have it. That's not what I need. That's not gonna fix anything. God damn it. Okay, all right. I think we're in the clear. I think I fixed it, boys. I think I fixed it. I think I might have fixed it. All right, we're good. All right, let me just re-add all of the people on the list that I had already had, and then let's get fucking to it. I think this is everybody. Detonk! We're at $2.
Imagine John Jones as your son-in-law Fog Q.
I mean, yeah, it's funny to talk you say that because as I'm like thinking about this tier list, I feel like I would just want it to be like I would just pick I'd pick female fighters as ones that can date my daughter more so than any male fighter. You know what I mean? That's how I think I would have it. God damn it. This is not everybody I had on the tier list. I don't even know who I was missing at this point, but this is not everybody, and I don't know where the file's all saved to. This is why I knew I shouldn't have listened to fucking lazy-ass Prophet. He told me to relog, and I knew I shouldn't have listened to him. That guy has literally never, ever given me a good suggestion. I don't even know who I'm missing now. Everybody get mad at lazy-ass Prophet for me, please. Can everybody get really mad at him? He fucked me up. Okay, let me try. Maybe I can find the file somewhere else. Oh, never mind. We're fixed. We're good, everybody. We're good. Everybody, we're good. Everybody rejoice. All right, I just got to rename the tiers. Jewish. Decent. Overrated. And
Pookie, what in the zesty stuff is
garbage.
That? Fact get.
Pookie, what in the zesty stuff is that? Fact get. Tonk, thank you so much for the another $2, man. I really appreciate you. You're fantastic, man. You're fantastic. I hope you know that. I don't know. Did I say that? That's not typically part of my vernacular, to say the least. That is not part of my vernacular. But, look, if you're worried about zesty stuff going on, this is the wrong place to be, to say the least. This is a very wrong place to be. Everything about my channel is very fucking zesty. Everything about this channel, and everybody knows that. All right. Well, are you guys started? Are you guys ready? You guys ready to get started? Are you guys ready to get started? Are you guys ready? Let's hear it. Let's get excited. Let's get excited. Who's ready? Okay. All right, John Wings. Okay, thanks. Okay. All right. Yeah, there we go. I knew some people were excited. All right, again, this is an all-time tier list. This is all time. This isn't current day. We're going deep into the past, and we're trying to gauge who has the best cardio ever. All right, starting off. Who should I start off with? Everybody here is kind of known for good cardio. But let's just pick somebody randomly. Starting off, we have Mateusz Gamrot. You know what? Daniel Cormier is not on the list, and he should be on the list. I will add him. Guys, I gotta be honest with you. I kind of think that Mateusz Gamrot's cardio is overrated as shit. I think it's super fucking overrated. I think that, like, people cite him as somebody with really good cardio. And I think, like, he's had some instances of really good cardio. I think the Armin fight was, I think that was a spectacular cardio showing. But I can think of a lot of instances since then that, like, dude, he slowed down a fair bit against Dan Hooker. He seemed like he slowed down against even Jalen Turner a little bit. And that fight was on slightly short notice, but, like, dude, how the fuck are you gassing out in a 3-round fight against Dan Hooker? He slowed down a lot against Dariush. I'm like, he's had a couple of instances where the cardio looked phenomenal, but then, you know, he's had some instances where it's been dog shit. You know what I mean? Like, look, I don't know. I think he kind of fits in the overrated category. Like, I'm not that excited. John Wings, I don't think it's about how bad is Armin. The problem was that Armin chose to have a wrestling match with Gamrot. Armin, I think, is a way better, way more powerful striker than Gamrot is. But instead, Armin, he should have just defended takedowns and struck. That's what he should have done, but he didn't. He was trying to shoot on Gamrot. He was trying to scramble, and he kind of just let Gamrot have a good, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, he kind of gave Gamrot a lot of what he got there in that fight. All right. Anyway. Next. It's an interesting one. Tom Aspinall. Now, obviously, in the thumbnail, I had Tom Aspinall in the garbage tier. I had him in the garbage tier list. And you know what? I mean, look, how do you judge somebody's cardio who has never made it past a minute into round 2? I mean, I'm just going to assume that he's decent, I guess. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I've never seen him get tired. So I'm going to put him in the decent. There's no point in making an unknown tier list because, like, he's going to be the only one fucking on it. There's no point in making an unknown tier because it's only going to be him. So, I mean, worst comes to worst, I guess we can just kind of leave him off the list. But you know what? It's fine. All right, next. Why is he even here then? I don't know, man. I don't know, dude. All right, I don't know. Eminem33, thank you for the $2, dude. I really appreciate it. Change garbage to uncircumcised? Sure. Yeah, you got it. You know what though? As somebody who is uncircumcised, why does being natural have to have a word? You know what I mean? Like, why does that need a word? You know what I mean? Like, uncircumcised. No, you're just what you're meant to be. But like that, you know what I mean? Like, uncircumcised kind of feels like something that's not supposed to be, but it, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I feel like this sort of attacks me because it's nasty. You know what is not, Tariq? It's not though. I've never gotten a complaint about that. Who the fuck is Rufus? I don't know who you're talking about. Who the fuck is Rufus? Oh, sure. Well, I gotta plug in. I gotta plug in my other laptop. Hold on. All right, there we are. Okay, you guys just saying Rufus is not helping me figure out who the fuck you're talking about. All right, we're just gonna move on. All right. Michael Bisping. Now, I think, I think a lot of you guys, I'm sure a lot of you newer fans are going to be surprised to hear this. Tom's going to be just going to the uncircumcised tier list. Actually, that's just where I want him, actually. I've changed my mind. Michael Bisping was always known for really good cardio back in his day. He was always known for very solid cardio. I think he had the lowest resting heart rate in all of the UFC. whenever you watch him fight back in the day, the commentators would always say, they're always going to say, man, Michael Bisping can keep this up all 5 rounds. So I guess he's decent. I guess he's decent to say the least. I guess he's decent. All right. I guess he's decent. All right. Next. We have prime George St. Pierre. I think that George St. Pierre, when it comes to purely cardio, overrated as fuck, in my opinion. I mean, look, I don't think he belongs in the uncircumcised tier, but I could name off the top of my head multiple times he's really slowed down in fights. The Nick Diaz fight, he was looking up at the clock around round 3. You know what I mean? I don't think it's bad, but I think that the Michael Bisping fight, he slowed down a lot. Now, obviously, he was his body was pretty horrifically fucked up in that fight. He had diverticulitis, couldn't really train. John Danaher said it was the worst training camp he's ever been a part of. But, I mean, look, in that Nick Diaz fight, man, he was looking up at the clock around round 3. And look, I get that it's Nick Diaz, but GSP was just controlling him on the ground the whole time. He was just controlling him on the ground. He kept taking Nick down and just being on top as Nick was like spinning underneath him. You know what I mean? I don't think he should have gotten as fatigued in that fight as he did. I think that, look, it's not bad, but it's overrated as fuck. All right. Tatonk, another $2, dude. Thank you. Francis the Bankrupter Ngannou S tier. I actually don't. What does that mean? What does the bankrupter mean? I think that's a joke. I think that's a joke or something that I'm not familiar with. If you can explain that to Tonk, why is he a bankrupter? Why? You know what I mean? Why? All right, next. Kamaru Usman. Oh, he bankrupt. Oh, yeah, that's right. Well, that was really stupid for the PFL to sign him in the first place. I mean, this dude is known for getting 350,000 pay-per-view buys, and you're going to sign him for $2 million a fight? I mean, what the fuck are you doing? You know what I mean? The cardio of Kamaru Usman, dude, you know what, man? I mean, look, dude, so far, I think he's the first Jewish of the day. I mean, look, he's on EPO almost definitively, in my opinion. It's almost definitive that he's on EPO. I mean, he has all of these disgusting spots on his abs for where he injects it. His brother's a pharmacist. He's super, super fucking jacked and lean, and he really does have cardio. I've never seen Kamaru Usman fatigue. I've never seen Kamaru, and I've never seen him fatigue once in my life. Do you know that Francis versus Ferreira did 10K? Yeah, I mean, dude, the problem is that the PFL will post the full fight on YouTube like the next day. Like, it's already really difficult to get around the fact that everybody streams the cards in the first place. But, like, if you're going to post the fight for free the next day, like, you know what I mean? Who the fuck's going to buy that? Like, the UFC has a better job hiding their content. You know what I mean? But, yeah, there you go. I think Kamaru Usman's our first Jewish of the day. Like, I've never seen him fatigue. Against Buckley, he kind of gassed. Did he? That's not what I saw, man. That's not what I saw. I just saw Buckley actually start using somewhat decent takedown defense against Buckley round 5. That's what I think. All right, next. Thank you for the $2. Ben Askren S tier ventilator cardio. Too soon, man. Too soon. Way too soon. Weren't you tripping balls watching that fight? I was tripping. I was like seeing elves. I was like talking to the fucking machine elves. I was seeing a bunch of jesters flipping me off while I was watching him fight Buckley. So maybe my memory's a little off there. But dude, he has fucking insane cardio. Don't get me wrong. All right, next. Look, a lot of people like to think that I'm a casual when it comes to the UFC because I don't watch the prelims. But I know who Cain Velasquez is, motherfuckers. I know who Cain Velasquez is. He was definitely a little before my time. He was definitely before my time of watching the UFC, but UFC does a good job hiding their content, that they steal money from content creators that make vids according to fair use laws. I know. Oh, yeah. Tell me about it, Lagliger. Tell me about it, Lagliger. Look, Cain Velasquez is known for having tremendous cardio. Cain Velasquez is known for probably the best cardio heavyweight the world has ever seen. And I hear that. But you know what I think? Overrated as fuck. I think he's probably the most overrated on this list so far. I think he is the most overrated on this list. And the reason I think that is this. He has the moniker C-level Cain. And the reason he has the moniker C-level Cain is because he fought Fabricio Verdum at 7,000 feet elevation, and he gassed bad after round 1. Look, when Kamaru Usman fought Leon Edwards up at elevation, he didn't gas. His cardio looked fucking phenomenal. Up at elevation. You know, obviously Leon Edwards gassed really bad due to the elevation, then didn't gas bad at all at normal sea level. I'm not saying, like, you know, obviously fighting at elevation does affect your cardio, but, like, you're not going to be alongside Kamaru Usman, who didn't gas at elevation, whereas you did, Cain Velasquez. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know. But, like, you know what I mean? Like, so I'm going to put you up here with somebody who didn't gas at elevation, but, you know, no, you're overrated, dude. You're really overrated. All right, next. We have Dustin Poirier, rest in peace. We have Dustin Poirier, rest in peace. We have Dustin Poirier. You know, Dustin Poirier is a really interesting case, and I'm sure a lot of you guys would agree with this one. He definitely slows down, but he kind of just has this ability to sort of just, like, keep pushing a little bit. You know what I mean? He definitely slows down. He definitely slowed down against Charles, but I think a lot of that came from eating a shit ton of body shots. At the very end of round 1 in his third fight with Conor, both him and Conor were fucking gassed. Like, go back to that very end of round 1. Both of them were like, even in the second fight against Conor, he kind of, like, was breathing heavy mid round 1. But, like, he just kind of has this ability to keep pushing. You know what I mean? Yeah, against Islam, he did well cardio-wise, but that was because he wasn't really expending a lot of cardio. But I do think that it kind of does show that his energy management is good. I think he's going to be low decent for now. That's where I'll have him. All right, next. Let's see here. Who should I have next? I'm thinking Alexandre Pantoja. Is the next one. I'm thinking Alexandre Pantoja. Now, the thing about Alexandre Pantoja is this. I think that Alexandre Pantoja, he is, I think, phenomenal when it comes to fighting. I think he's phenomenal. I think it's such an inspiration to see somebody who, you know, just keeps fucking putting one foot in front of the other every single day. You know what I mean? I think, like, there's very few fighters that I look at and I want to aspire to be like them. You know, like, I look at somebody like Pantoja and I go, man, you're in a division nobody cares about. You know, you're not calling for super fights. You're not demanding things you don't deserve. You just keep showing up to work every day. You keep fucking taking people out. Your jiu-jitsu's insane. You know, you're beautiful to watch. You're a phenomenal fighter. I think that you're incredible. But with that being said, he's overrated as all holy hell. he is so fucking overrated when it comes to this department. Like, you guys remember how fucking gassed he was in the Moreno fight when he won the title? Like, Jesus Christ, was he running on E round 2. The fact that he still pulled it together and won the fight was wild. But I think that I've seen some pretty severe energy management issues with him. I think that Moreno fight, he went so fucking hard at the very start. He pulled a Khamzat Chimaev round 1 of his Moreno fight, and he did really good. But, like, dude, he gassed out bad. And I think that since then, he's just been steamrolling everybody and finishing them, like, really early. You know what, though? The Steve Ercik fight was... I think that was a very good cardio showing, though, to be fair. I think that was a very good cardio showing. So, you know what? I'll move him up to decent. I still think that Dustin does... I don't think I've ever seen Dustin, like, catastrophically fatigue the same way, but I'm going to move him up to decent. I think that Steve Ercik fight definitely, to me at least, was a decent showing. You know what I mean? I think if he had some more recent bad cardio moments, maybe I wouldn't be so nice to him. But, you know, I'm going to have him in the decent tier. I'm going to have him bottom decent as of now. All right, next. Next. We have Shamil the Real Deal Gaziev. Dude, you know what? As crazy as this sounds, his cardio is way more tested than Tom Aspinall. His cardio is way, way, way more tested than Tom Aspinall. You know who Shamil Gaziev kind of looks like to me? Have you guys ever seen that old live-action Mario movie? You know what the Koopas looked like in that movie? Shamil Gaziev looks exactly like them. You know what I'm talking about? Like, the Koopas were wearing suits. He looks just fucking like those guys. Like, I'm just look at his face and look at those fucking Koopas from that Mario movie. It's the exact same fucking thing. I think that Shamil, he's another guy that I think, like, man, the world is really stacked against him. And he never fucking takes a back step to it. Like, he understands that the universe cannot make things go well for the guy, yet he doesn't quit. You know what I mean? Like, if I was Shamil Gaziev, I would have killed myself by now. And I'm not joking when I say that. Like, imagine being born as this poor guy. But, like, he's still pretty solid. You know what I mean? But I'm going to put him in the uncircumcised tier for now. I think he just needs to... I think he needs a better... I think he just needs a little bit more confidence. He's 3-1. What do you mean? I know he's 3-1, but, like, it's more of the state of those of those 4 fights. Like, the overall performance of those 4 fights weren't great. You know what I mean? Like every single time Rosenstruck jabbed him and you saw the fat jiggle on his stomach, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna, like, you're not overrated. You're just not good. You know what I mean, right? I mean, you guys got to be with me on that one, right? He's all confidence, all girth, and all chat. I mean, you know, I guess. All right, next. Next. We have Bilal Muhammad. I think that the thing about Bilal is the fact that, I mean, he's a grown man who's gone, I would say, through puberty 3 separate times. I think that he used to be a twink, then he got jacked, then he got really jacked and really cut. I mean, fuck, dude. Like, I think, look, his nickname is Remember the Juice for a reason. I think the most impressive thing about Bilal's cardio is for how jacked he is. For how jacked he is, he does have good cardio. Like, I think, like, I don't know if I can quite put him on the same tier as Usman, but I think he's got to be really high decent. You know what I mean? He never gassed against JDM. I don't think I've ever really seen a fight where he's gassed. Like, he keeps up a pretty decent pace. He can wrestle hard. I think he's good. I think he's very good. I think he's very good, and I think he's going to go in the decent tier. That's what I think. Oh my God, Kay. Thank you for the $5, Kay. I really appreciate it. Good cardio examples. Pereira, Topuria. These guys can KO opponents any round. Bad cardio examples. Conor can only KO an opponent in the first 7 minutes. I mean, look, you know, I think that, okay, you know what? I guess that's fair. I do guess that's fair. I mean, again, the thing about Conor is, though, is like, do you think he wasn't, like, let's just say hypothetically, Eddie Alvarez was to survive till the 3rd round. I think Conor would have just kept fucking dropping him over and over again. I mean, it depends on the matchup. When you have Nate Diaz, who has a chin made out of iron, just fucking, who's also a fucking welterweight, and you're a 45er, and he's just walking you down constantly, yeah, you're gonna, like, catastrophically fatigue. He did lose a lot of pop in that 3rd round against Khabib, even though he won the round. But I just think Khabib is genuinely that good defensively. I think he has very good striking defense. But I do agree, Conor probably, I think, is a good example of what you're trying to bring up. All right, next. Islam Makhachev. I mean, look, man, the only thing I can think when I kind of picture Islam Makhachev when it comes to this criteria we're looking at is him being held up against the fence by Volkanovski going, like, that was his face looking at the clock. He literally went, you know what I mean? Like, dude. You know what I mean? Like, not great. No, of course, though, he chose to try to grapple fuck somebody who has nonstop cardio, will always push harder than you, will never fucking quit. You know what I mean? Like, that's tough. You know what I mean? That's a tough one. That's a very, very tough one. I think, though, I don't think his cardio's bad. I think it's way better than Dustin's. I think it's better than Pantoja's. It ain't Michael Bisping's, though. I think I'm going to put him in between them for now. And as this list goes on, I can see some people who might need to move down. So, yeah, I think that's fair for now. All right, next. I will add Rufus when I know who the fuck Rufus is. All right, I don't know who that is. I have no idea who you're talking about. Desmond, another tier would be good, but then the ads are gonna like be covering one of them. Like, don't you want to be able to see the whole list at once? You know what I mean? All right, next. Khamzat Chimaev, though, guys. Khamzat Chimaev. Look, Khamzat Chimaev, I think he does things in the octagon that most people wouldn't dare try. And I think because of that, he's uncircumcised. That's the only thing I can really say. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think he has bad cardio. I don't even know if I think that he has bad cardio management. I think it's more so along the lines that, like, he's very well aware that if he doesn't finish the opponent in round one, he's gonna gas, and he doesn't give a fuck and goes for it anyway. You know what I mean? That's what I think when it comes to him. It doesn't change the fact that he's uncircumcised. I just think that I just think that's kind of, you know what I mean? I just think that's where he belongs regardless. You know what I mean? I think that, like, again, if you go out there and you're like, okay, all right, let's try to, like, fucking, if you go out there with the intention of trying to manage your cardio well, and then you end up fucking, the adrenaline hits and you start spamming and fucking, you freak the fuck out and gas out, that's just really poor. I think Khamzat's in a different category because I think he understands what he's risking with his strategy. Again, it doesn't change the fact that he's uncircumcised. I just think it's important. I think I got a donation. Oh, Jim Miller, thank you for the 2 pounds. Add Rufus. I'll add Rufus for another 2 pounds. How about that? Another 2 pounds, I'll do it. Another 2 pounds, I will definitely do it. I'll definitely do it. We can make that business deal for another 2 pounds. All right, next. Let's add a bit of a spicy one. Dricus Duplessis. I'm not a scammer, but everything comes down to negotiations. And I think for another 2 pounds, I'll definitely add Rufus, who I'm now starting to learn is Justin Gaethje. Look, I think that Dricus Duplessis, I think the reason why a lot of people might say he has bad cardio, and I don't think that's anybody that comes around these parts and watches me anymore, but I think, like, the general public might still kind of be, look, Daniel Cormier and Joe Rogan are famous for poisoning a lot of the minds of MMA fans, and they were the ones that sort of perpetuated this rumor that Dricus Duplessis is fucking gassed and he's always dying, first round of the fight. Now, I do think that, when you look earlier in his career, like I think we look at the Darren Till fight, or even some fights prior to that, I think that there are some examples where he had bad energy management, where he kind of would fight very spazzy and very explosive, and he would definitely slow down because of poor energy management. But I think since then, he's really fixed that. I think his energy management against Adesanya, against Sean Strickland, I think even against Robert Whittaker, even though that fight didn't go super long, was phenomenal. I don't think the nose had anything to do with it. I do not think the nose had anything to do with it because, look, if let's just say he got his nose fixed and then still fought just as fucking spammy and wild and explosive and the cardio all of a sudden with the exact same approach was way better, I would say than the surgery did it. But no, he fought completely different in his latter fights compared to the ones that you're thinking of when he did have a busted nose. Like, go back and watch round 1 of the Darren Till fight and then watch his last Strickland fight. Completely different approach to those fights. Completely different approach. So I completely disregard the notion that purely a nose surgery fixed it because he changed the way that he fought in those fights. So I'm going to say he's decent. I'm going to put him below. Islam Makhachev, though. I'm going to put him below Islam Makhachev. All right, next. We're starting to get down to the wire here. I think the rest of the names on this list, all of these guys are the elite of the elite of the elite of the elite when it comes to cardio. Everybody else I have on this list, nobody gets better when you're looking at pure cardio, when you're looking at a pure ability to push. This is where boys become men right here. This, if you guys saw the faces I'm looking at here, this is a murderer's fucking row of cardio right here. And let's just say a lot of these people masquerading as decent, they're not going to be there long once some of these names start coming up. Again, this is where the boys become men. All right. All right. Conor McGregor. I think that Conor McGregor, I think that sometimes his cardio gets a little underrated these days. Because I just think that Nate Diaz fight, like, bro, all of the odds were stacked against him in that fucking Nate Diaz fight. Like no shit, he gassed out that bad. But, of course, he's going to be uncircumcised. Like, I don't know. I haven't seen another fight. Like, I don't know. You guys tell me, is there another fight apart from the Nate Diaz fight where, like, Conor really gassed out? Like, I don't know if I've ever seen one, and I just think that Nate Diaz fight, again, dude, the world was stacked against him in that fight, right? Am I crazy to say that? Like, he was a 45er who went up to 170. I mean, that's not normal. And he fought a guy with an iron shin who was way bigger than him, who was known for pushing the pace. I mean, fuck. Okay, the Mayweather fight, yeah. But, dude, think about it. That fight got ended in the 10th round. That's 30 minutes of fighting, though I guess with a 10-minute break. So, yeah, maybe the Mayweather fight's a good example of that. Maybe the Mayweather fight, but you know what I mean? He had a 0 weight cut and gas twice, but when you say weight cut, like what do you mean? You mean like the water cut, or you mean like the actual like dieting down? Because I think that like people just kind of use that word synonymously, and I think that like I think the dieting down is what affects your cardio more so than the water cut 36 hours prior. But you know what I mean? I don't know. Michael Johnson gas against Nate Diaz? No, was a 3-rounder though. Anyway, next. Let's see. Nobody else gasses that quick against Nate. Well, I mean, he won a 5-round fight the second time. So, what do you mean by that? Next. We have, let's see, who should I add next? Next, we have Charles Oliveira. Next, we have Charles Oliveira. I wasn't lying when I said the elite of the elite here, boys. I was not lying when I said it. The elite of the elite when it comes to cardio. I mean, I think that he definitely really slowed down in the round 5 against Michael Chandler. He walked away from Nate. He was fucking exhausted. I mean, you sound exactly like Dan. I made a whole video about how bad Joe Rogan's commentary was for that fight. Lagler, you sound just like him. Like, yeah, round 2, Conor is like walking away to get space, and Joe Rogan goes, "Oh my God, he's done. This is it. He's finished. Like, he's gassed out." And then all of a sudden, 3 rounds later, all of a sudden, Joe Rogan just shuts the fuck up. He's just like, "Oh, okay, actually, maybe he's not done." Like, the entire fight, Joe Rogan is screaming that Conor is dead and he's gonna die in this fight. Then all of a sudden, 3 rounds later, he's like, "Oh, okay, maybe he's fine. Maybe he's actually not gonna gas out." I mean, regardless, I don't know what he's uncircumcised, guys. He's uncircumcised. I'm just saying. Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's overrated. I don't think he's overrated per se, but I don't feel like he belongs in the... Well, you know what? No, I think he has better cardio than Pantoja and Dustin Poirier. Joe Rogan is a casual these days. He is. Kay, thank you for the $2, dude. I appreciate it. Can you do a game plan adjustment tier list next time? How would you want me to go about that? I mean, you tell me, Kay. I like that idea, but like, how do you go about that? Like I pick a person's ability to game plan adjust? Like, that's what I'm ranking? Or, like, you want specific fights and specific matches where, like, you can point to this guy made adjustments? All right, let's think here. I mean, it's just difficult because, like, dude, like, the pace that he put on Dustin Poirier, like, he outworked Dustin Poirier big time. Like, he went for broke against Dustin and definitely overwhelmed him. Like, I think he has better cardio than Dustin. So, I think that for that reason, I guess I'm just going to drop everybody down here on this tier list. You know what I mean? Again, I said we were going to make adjustments. I think I'll just drop everybody down one. I think I'll just drop everybody down one. I think that kind of makes the most sense. All right, next. All right, now in fairness, I think actually now we're sort of starting to get to the more elite members when it comes to cardio. Now we're starting to get to some of the more elite members. Next. Next, we have Ilia Topuria. I think Ilia Topuria, I think the most impressive thing about his cardio is the fact that, again, look, I'd love to see Ilia Topuria. I'd love to see Ilia Topuria, like, really, I mean, I don't know, it's difficult because, like, the one time he has gone 5 rounds, it was against, Josh Emmett, who was just playing a game where Ilia is the absolute most comfortable. You know what I mean? Like, he chose to have a pure boxing match with Ilia, and Ilia can do that all day. I mean, that's a big thing about cardio, is how efficient are you? That's so important. How efficient are you doing that certain activity? Like a jiu-jitsu specialist can do jiu-jitsu in MMA all day long, make them box for 5 rounds, and all of a sudden they're going to fatigue more because they're not nearly as efficient. But still, I mean, the fact that he was power double-legging Josh Emmett in round 4 after beating the fuck out of him, you know, the entire time is very impressive. I think it's... God, I just don't know if I'm ready to say it's better than Islam's. I think I'm going to put him in between DDP and Islam for now. Let's see. I think I missed a couple donos. 7 Silky, I think we're $2. Make a tier decent. Make a tier in between decent and overrated. 7 Silky, I'll do it for another $2. For another $2, I think we can make that work. But that's just a big commitment for me. You know what I mean? I think it's a very big commitment for me. But for another 2, we can definitely make that work, dude, for sure. K. Thank you so much for the $5, Kay. I really appreciate it. Whoever fights the same way every time is D tier. Whoever fights different, depending on the opponent, is S tier. Dude, I like that idea, Kay. You know what? Yeah, let's do it. Let's see. I'm gonna write that down right here. Game plan tier. Whoever fights the same sucks balls. Whoever can switch it up is Jewish. Dude, yeah. Kay, I love that idea, Kay. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I like that a lot. All right, next. Jack Della Maddalena. JDM. I think that JDM, he's definitely shown to have very good cardio. I think he's definitely shown, I mean, you know, against Bilal Muhammad, who's known for very good cardio, to keep up such a high pace, to be getting pressured as much as he was against somebody who's so girthy and so durable, and to still be defending every takedown, to be piecing him up over all 5 rounds, very impressive. I've never quite seen him gas out before, to be fair. Like, I've seen Islam fatigue. I've never seen him fatigue. I think he overall outworked Bilal. Sorry. I know people get on me about my pronunciations. Bilal. I think that I would have liked to see just a little bit more from him. Has he only ever had one 5-round fight, right? He's only ever had one. Bilal was his first 5-round fight. And I do think that the pace that Islam kept up against Volk in their first fight was a lot more, it was a lot more hectic, a lot more frantic. Oh, Seven Silky, thank you for another $2. Seven Silky, unfortunately, when I told you that another $2 would have done that, would have allowed me to make another tier, dude, I'm sorry, that was 2 minutes ago. The world has changed and the world has progressed, unfortunately. I'm gonna need another two. Again, I'm sorry, but when we win over that deal, I'm kidding. I'm joking. All right, Seven Silky, fine. You okay, you got it. I'm joking. All right, we'll add a row below. But now, look, the ads take it up. It's all right. Okay, Seven Silky, since you're the one that donated, what do you want us to name it? How do you want us to name it? It's up to you. I'll give Seven Silky a second. Yeah, whatever you want to name it, we can name it whatever you want. Ad block, I tried, and then it told me I can't use their website with ad block. Okay, while we're waiting for Seven Silky, let me add a few people that need to be added. DC. Guys, I will add Rufus for another $2. That's the deal that I made with all you guys. I'll add him for another $2, but we got to add Daniel Cormier to this list. There we are. There's Daniel. All right. Did Seven Silky, what do you want to say? Just name it mid? Okay. All right. Now that we have a mid tier, a lot of these can change. I'm going to move Charles to mid. I'm going to move Dustin to mid. I'm going to move Pantoja to mid. And again, I think like some of these overrated names could definitely fit in the mid tier, but like I think they're specifically overrated. So that's where I want to add them. All right. So next we have Daniel Cormier. Now, Daniel Cormier is a fat fuck. By the way, I want everybody to praise Jim Miller successfully raged Daniel Cormier with some just genuinely like insightful shit. And I'm so proud of him. Daniel was doing a live stream. And Daniel was, again, perpetuating the false point that you never want to be on your back in MMA, despite the fact that the judging criteria says that that's actually not a big deal. It's 100% dependent on what your actions are. So Jim tells Daniel in the live that your best friend got his sorry ass submitted from Anderson Silva off of his back. And, you're wrong and you're a dumbass. And then Daniel Cormier blocked Jim Miller. I was so fucking proud of him, man. So everybody, round of applause for Jim. Round of applause for Jim, everybody. Let's see some clapping emojis in the chat. Let's see some clapping emojis in the chat. I know, I was so proud of Jim for that, dude. I was so fucking proud. All right. Okay, you know what? I've been joking a lot earlier, but now we are really starting to get to the cream of the crop when it comes to cardio, to say the fucking least. Now we are really starting to get to the cream of the crop. Next, we have Fluffy Hernandez. Let me just real quickly take a look at his record. How many 5-round fights has he had? How many 5-round fights has Anthony Hernandez had? Damn, 14-2 is a real solid record. God, see, that's the thing. He's only had one 5-round fight, and the problem is, he has amazing cardio, but did I miss a dono? I saw someone ask if I read them. Yes, I do. I read all of them, and I give everybody who donates to me a nice reach around. Okay, no, I didn't. But yes, I do read all the donos. Of course I do. Yeah, God, he's so close. I just think, the Anthony Hernandez fight, Hernandez is the kind of guy that's going to go really hard and slow down. And I think that Fluffy, it's really the energy management, which is so fucking good. He keeps up such a consistent kind of marathon pace on you. And yeah, Pereira just has garbage. He has garbage cardio. Yeah, I mean, Matthew Ockley, it's a good question. I don't know. I feel like the overrated tier isn't necessarily above or below. It's kind of its own thing. You know what I mean? It's kind of its own thing. You know what? I think to make that more clear, let me replace these. Let me just replace everybody. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, as you guys know, Daniel Cormier is a fat motherfucker. Daniel Cormier is a fat, disgusting motherfucker. Like, he is getting, like, look, you guys know I really dislike Daniel Cormier, but, dude, it is hard not to be concerned about him. Because he's getting fat, dude. He's getting fat. He is like, it's starting to become kind of disgusting. Like, dude, has anybody watched the new Tough season that him and Shayla are coaching? I hope not. I really hope nobody's actually watching that. Oh yeah, let me fix this. There we go. That should be better now. But, dude, again, I'm not watching it either. Don't get me wrong. I'm not watching that shit either. But, dude, it's fucking like, man, there are moments where, like, he walks through the door and he's, like, breathing heavily. Like, he walks in the door to talk to his fighter and, like, he sits down and he's like... you know what I mean? Like, dude, it's bad. It's really bad. Fuck, dude, it's terrible. But, you know, anyway, regardless, he's uncircumcised. Like, he just had really bad cardio. Like, he used to be in better shape, and I think that if he had gotten into MMA earlier, I think that he would have had better cardio, but that's not my fault. You know what I mean? That's not my fault that you came into the sport late. You weren't really in your prime till you were 38 years old. Like, you had really bad cardio. Like, dude, again, like, he really struggled wrestling post round 2. He really struggled wrestling. Again, he really, really poor cardio. All right, next. Colby Covington. I think Colby Covington, he is a bit... Oh, wait. Why is Fluffy Hernandez in mid? I forgot. I'll put him ahead of Bilal. I forgot about him. God, Colby Covington, see, the thing is, man, I don't think he's on the same level as Usman, because the thing is, Usman is way more powerful and stronger than him, yet with pretty much the same cardio. Like, Colby has really good cardio, but so much of it is just the fact that, like, he keeps such a marathon pace on you. I think that... You know what? But you know what, though? I could actually think of a lot of Colby Covington fights where he's really gone into the pocket fucking swinging. You know what I mean? I can think of some examples where he's really gone into the pocket fucking swinging. I'm going to put him below Usman, but in the Jewish tier. I think he absolutely deserves that spot. Islam Makhachev will revenge something. Thank you so much for the 20 Noke, bro. I really appreciate that, man. That's very kind of you. 20 Noke's a lot of money. And so I really appreciate that, man. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, dude, you know what? Who's Joe? Honestly, it was even the thing about, like, when Khabib fought RDA, it was kind of like, he did such a good job smashing. Like, obviously the cardio was really good, but he did such a good job smashing in particular. Colby will just, like, fucking just reset with the wrestling constantly. You know what I mean? It'll be like 1 2 1 2 1 2 shot, 1 2 1 2 1 2 shot, like all 5 rounds. You know what I mean? So I'm going to put him in the Jewish tier. All right, next. Prime Tony Ferguson. Prime prime Tony Ferguson. Tony Ferguson at his absolute peak. Look, the only thing keeping him outside of the Jewish tier is the fact that, dude, he slowed down a lot against Justin Gaethje. He slowed down a lot against Justin Gaethje. Remember, round 5 of that fight, he was not the same as he was round 1, and that is pretty much cardio in my mind. You know what I mean? That's a cardio problem. You know what I mean? He was not the same round 5 as he was round 1. You guys all agree with that, right? That was not primed. Oh, and now the goalpost is moving. I mean, again, he was getting beat the fuck up. Yeah, I'm just kidding. I'm joking. Obviously, the reason why he wasn't the same round 5 is because the amount of damage he took was literally otherworldly. I don't think he actually slowed down in the Justin Gaethje fight at all. It was just purely he was getting beat the fuck up. Honestly, I gotta be honest with you guys. I'm really surprised that I saw a lot of people try to call Tony mid. I do not think prime Tony is mid when it comes to the cardio. Are you joking? Tony had a gas tank that was insane. His gas tank was absolutely insane. So no, he belongs in the Jewish tier. I just don't know if he belongs ahead of Colby or Usman. Dude, he was not mid, and I don't think he was high decent. I think Tony Ferguson would have an insane pace, and this motherfucker's not even breathing heavy rounds 3, 4, and 5. You know what I mean? The fact that his cardio was good enough to have but again, right, a lot of people are saying he had a double weight cut against Gaethje. Yeah, but it was the dehydration. He didn't, cut. He didn't, cut body fat and get skinny. It was a dehydration cut. And obviously dehydration cuts aren't good for you, but you rehydrate within, they say about 30 hours you rehydrate, and now you're just back to baseline. So, even then, but still, right, to do a double cut and then still push all 5 rounds after getting battered by Justin Gaethje, dude, he's Jewish tier. Islam will revenge. I can't read your whole name, but thank you for another 20 Noke, dude. Thank you. Is your guard passing still slow? No, it's not. It's not too slow, actually. It's not. It's really good, actually. My guard passing is actually really fast. It's really quick. John 48, thank you for the 27 sec. Hold on. I need to do the conversion on this. Let's see, 27 sec to USD. Yeah, all right, fine. We'll add Rufus. Fine. A deal's a deal. Why does Lucas Tracy call Justin Gaethje Rufus? What? I don't get it. Yeah, I'm aware that Guru said I have no pop, but I also don't think Guru's ever I don't think he's ever seen me knock out that little Asian boy. I don't think he's ever seen me knock out that little Asian boy. So I don't expect him to. I don't expect him to keep up with my actual fighting career. But if he had, I don't think you would have said that. Anyway, okay. I don't know. Okay, does Tony go ahead of Colby Covington? Yes or no? I think so too. Okay, he's going ahead of Colby. Now, does he go ahead of Usman, though, boys? Does he go ahead of Usman? Yeah, no. Yeah. He's going ahead of Usman as well. Oh my God, K. Thank you for the $2. Islam's title reign is aging bad. Moik, DP, Volk, and Olive. I mean, look, I don't think it's aging bad, but I don't think it's bad. I think those are all solid wins. I mean, Moicano, but that was off a wild circumstance. Like, dude, his reign would have been so much better with an Armin Sarukian on there. But like, I think if he beats Ilya, then beats Armin, I think he's pretty undeniable, the GOAT for sure. But like, I mean, look, he's not done yet. And again, when he loses to a JDM, because I kind of do think that he's going to lose to JDM, I'm not going to fault him harshly for that. You know what I mean? Like, moving up a weight class and losing, it's like, well, you're not a welterweight. You gave it a valiant effort. You know what I mean? But, I'm not going to what I'm trying to say? Oh, Ogre Online. Thank you for the $10, dude. I really appreciate it. Does it give a fighter more honor if they are not weight bullies? I feel like no one cares if fighters cut hella weight to look/be more powerful in a fight. No, I don't think so. I disagree with the notion of calling someone a weight bully. You know what I mean? Being like, oh, well, you're a weight bully. I'm like, look, can you make the weight or not? Can you make the weight or not? If you can make the weight, it's fucking fair game. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry, you're at the fucking upper echelon, top tier of the UFC. Like, yeah, guys are gonna fucking torture themselves to make weight. Either get with it or find a new career. Like, I'm sorry. Like, look, I hate cutting weight. It sucks. I fucking hate it. But, that's part of the game. That's part of it. You know what I mean? So, look, dude, again, truth is, right? You look at someone like Islam Makhachev. He is big. He's huge for the weight class. Well, But that's the thing, right? He's very big for the weight class. He was lighter than Moicano was on fight night. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, if you aren't cutting a tremendous amount of weight, you're just at a huge disadvantage. I mean, look, even Ilya Topuria. Ilya Topuria's frame isn't very big for 45. His frame's not very big, but weight-wise, he's not a small 55er. Like, what? Doesn't Ilya get up to 180 pounds, right? Like, I know some people were trying to claim he was 190. I find that pretty suspect. But, I'm sure he can get up to 180 outside of camp. Like, dude, that's not small weight-wise. You know what I mean, right? So, Ogre Online, I really appreciate the $10, by the way. Thank you. But yeah, I don't think you lose honor being a quote-unquote weight bully. You know what I mean? I don't think you lose any honor in there. Ilya was 168 in the octagon. Yeah, I mean, obviously you're gonna. Was he really only 168? I mean, I guess if he's gonna get in really good shape and lose a lot of body fat, I guess that's not crazy. Well, okay, what's the source on that? What's the source on him being 168 in the octagon? Because they didn't fight in California. I know that's one of the few places where they give you fight night weights. Oh, against Volk, he was 168. See, that makes sense. If I had to guess, probably about 175 against Charles. If I had to guess, he was probably about 175, something like that. That sounds about right. And I don't think that's tiny for being a lightweight. Marcos, thank you for the 5 pounds. I've been involved in sports before. I'm 32 from the UK. What are your thoughts on someone my age with no experience pursuing an MMA career? Look, Marcos. I truly mean this. But look, I'm a kook for sure, but I truly believe this. If you, Marcos, have zero doubt in your mind, if you truly believe with all your heart and soul, without a single doubt in your mind, that if you are to pursue MMA with the goal of making money, I think you can do it. But I would say historically, 32 for most people is way too late to start. Way too late to start with zero experience. That's way too late to start. I think somebody who's 32 getting into MMA probably has a very extensive background in another mixed martial art, another like martial art. They have a background. If you are a Francis Ngannou style athlete, maybe you stand a chance. But like, look, in terms of like you want to become a UFC champion, I would say that, look, that's never been done before. But again, I think if you wholeheartedly believe that you can pursue MMA with the goal of making money, it'll work out. It'll work out. I think if you truly believe that, I don't know if you'll be UFC champion. I don't know if by making a tremendous amount of money you mean like you're going to get to the fucking UFC and be a top-ranked fighter getting paid. I don't know. But I think you can make money with it if you pursued it fully and really believe in yourself. I think you can find a way to make money somehow. I'm sure. I think it's very possible, man. But yes, historically, I would say age is against you. But you know what I mean? It's all just mental roadblocks in your head. You know what I mean? So there you go. Hooker Online, thank you for the $10, dude. I really appreciate it. The thing is, in reality, depending on the matchup, the bigger dude in the fight cuts weight to beat up the smaller dude, then looks good. That's why I'm like, weight cutting is for sweats/exploiters, LMAO. I mean, look, I hear you, and the logic you're using makes sense, but I just don't think that's what's happening in the UFC. I think it's more so if, fucking Sean O'Malley woke up today and went, you know what? I'm done being a weight bully. I'm not cutting any weight. He'd be fighting at 155 pounds. And do you want to see Sean O'Malley fight Islam Makhachev? Do you want to see Sean O'Malley fight fucking Charles Oliveira? You're like, no, you're just going to get fucking smashed. You know what I mean? Laglager, I think and look, I don't blame you for this, Laglager, but like, look, dude, I think you're too close-minded. That's the fact. You're too close-minded, man. You're too close-minded. Laglager, I think you need 5 grams of mushrooms, and then you're going to change your mind on that, big guy. Anyway, next on the list. You know what I mean? Or anyway, sorry, I want to make sure I answered Ogre Online's question well. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I think it's less so that, like, you're trying to exploit by cutting weight. It's like, that's your only fucking chance if you want to be competitive. You know what I mean? You have to cut a lot of weight if you want any shot of being competitive. So that's just how it is. But anyway, next. All right. I'm just going to get Rufus out of the way here. Okay, thank you for the $2. Serious question, can you beat Kayla Harrison? Dude, dead fucking ass. This is an open invitation, Kayla. Fucking let's do it. I would destroy Kayla Harrison. And I would feel very bad doing it. Like, I'm sorry. I would feel very bad doing it. I'm sorry. I've sparred and I've trained with men over the age of 200 pounds that are extremely skilled, extremely technical. You want me in a judo match? She's going to fuck me up probably. In a judo match, she's going to fuck me up. All my judo is built for like no gi. Like, I just don't train in the gi that much anymore. I trained in the gi for years, but I don't train in the gi much anymore, and she would fuck me up. She would fuck me up if we did judo in the gi. Sorry, over the weight of 200 pounds. The weight is what I meant to say. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. In a judo match, she's going to fuck me up. And I think she would definitely fuck up the average untrained male. But, like, I'm sorry. That just ain't me, man. That's not me. Like, I've trained with, I've trained with UFC caliber fighters who are men. You know what I mean? And, like, I can do very well. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry. It's an open invitation. If she wants to spar, we can do it. You know what I mean? She doesn't stand a chance against me. Islam will revenge somebody. Thank you so much for the 50 Noke. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I triangled Jalen Turner. Thank you. I did. I triangled Jalen Turner. Can I become an elite MMA wrestler / grappler if I start at 18? I come from Muay Thai. Any advice? The name is Islam will revenge Charles, by the way. I love the name that much more. Thank you. I love the name that much more. I really appreciate it. Yes, absolutely. You can become an elite MMA wrestler slash grappler if you start at 18. Absolutely. That's very realistic and very doable. The truth is, you got to dedicate yourself to it. You got to dedicate yourself to it. You need, I would say, if you want to become an elite MMA wrestler slash grappler, I would say it's going to take 5 years of being fully dedicated to it. And obviously that depends on the kind of level of athlete you are already. If you're a very good, I mean, you said you come from Muay Thai, so I imagine you're a decent athlete already. But I'd say it takes about 5 years. It takes about 5 years of fully dedicating yourself to a skill set. Yes, you could absolutely make massive, massive grounds, and 18 is a very good age to start. Marvin Ramsden, thank you for the 6 pounds. Hey, Shea brother, I remember saying Max beats Oliveira easy after last weekend. I'm more confident than ever. Max is one of the only that improves his game. Yeah, look. Do I think that Charles stands a chance against Max Holloway? I mean, it's gonna come from Charles needs to take Max down. And I've never really seen someone do that really, really well before. Look, I don't want that fight. Please, let's not do that. Let's give Charles Michael Chandler. I want a third Michael Chandler fight. I don't want him to fight Max Holloway. I do not want him to fight Max Holloway. I think Max Holloway is better than ever at 155. I think he is better than ever at 155. So, I don't want that shit. Please, I don't want that shit. Yeah, I mean, look, dude, again, I think that Ilya should fear Max Holloway at 155. That's not to say that I'm picking Max to beat him. In fact, I would probably pick Ilya to still win regardless. But I think that Max will be a lot better at 55 than he was at 45, and I think he could definitely give Ilya some problems. I'd still pick Ilya to win, though, obviously. All right, next. Okay, spoiler alert. Yeah, here's the next 4 that we got. All right. Nathan Diaz. The thing about Nate Diaz is he's sort of Colby Covington-esque, but even Colby, I think, is a little bit more explosive and a little bit quicker. You know what I mean? Like he's just very low twitch. He's very low twitch and very marathon pace. But you know what the old saying is? The Diaz brothers don't lose. They just run out of time. I think I'm going to put him at the very tip top of decent. I think he's better than Hernandez, even though he's probably the same. Shay's New York girl. Thank you for the $2. I miss you. I miss you too. I think about you every day. But you know what, New York girl? I think that there is a lot of intimacy in having such a romantic night and then never speaking again. I think there's some intimacy in that. You know what I mean? I think there's some intimacy in that, New York girl. I miss you too. Thank you for the $2. Yeah, I'm going to put him at the very tip top of D's. I mean, obviously he borders Jewish, but again, it's hard. What I like so much about these 3 is that dude, even Colby, I get it. Colby is very marathon-esque himself, but dude, I could think of some examples of Colby really biting down on his fucking mouthpiece and swinging and going for it, and still having such good cardio. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah, I forgot about Rufus. You know what? Now that I'm looking at this, DDP definitely goes below JDM. I think also because of past fights, I think I'm going to put him at the tip top of mid, now that I think about it. Right? That makes more sense. Rufus. He has really good cardio, doesn't he? He has really good cardio. I don't think I've ever seen him gas out before. Ever. And he throws with fucking everything. Yeah, he does. He does, for sure. A lot of times to his detriment. I've never seen somebody shit the bed worse in title fights than Justin Gaethje. I've never seen someone, like, against Khabib, he was freaking the fuck out the entire time. Like, Khabib is just kind of like goes into the clinch, and Gaethje, who's supposed to be a D1 wrestler, who should just be very calm there, defend the takedown, like, dude, he was freaking the fuck out every time, like, Khabib got close to him. He was freaking the fuck out. Even against Charles Oliveira. Like, Oliveira went after Gaethje, and Gaethje was, like, throwing so hard that he was falling over. And I'm like, Gaethje, just fucking relax, dude. Stop freaking out. Yeah, in between rounds 1 and 2 in the Khabib fight, Trevor Whitman's like, slow it down. And Gaethje was like... You know, Gaethje, you know that episode of SpongeBob where they're doing the snail races? And SpongeBob overtrained Gary, and as Gary is on the race, he's going... That was him in between rounds 1 and 2 of the Khabib fight. That's really poor energy management. He's going above Shamil Gaziev. Take it or leave it. He's going above Shamil Gaziev. That's where the fuck I'm putting him. All right, next. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Matthew Hockley. Exactly. I wish you used more SpongeBob references in MMA context. Okay. John 48, you never donate, man. You never donate, so I don't even want to hear it. All right, next. Maximum Holloway, boys. Maximum Holloway. That was my 5th dono, you dumb fuck. Oh. Okay. Wait, did you donate something today? And 5 whole donos out of like 30, out of like 100 live streams, you giving me 5 donos? I didn't know that. Look, the fact that Max Holloway up at 55 has, like, real power. Like, you guys gotta understand, Max Holloway, like, dude, people used to joke about, like Max Holloway with power would be, like, fucking mythical. You know what I mean? Like, that's like a mythical fighter right there, Max with power. He exists now. We just live in a world where Max can now fucking crack you up at 55. Dude. And again, his cardio held up great against Gaethje. It held up great against Dustin. Again, you know, people want to say that he slowed down against Dustin. Dude, well, he literally, again, rewatch right after he dropped Dustin round 2, he fucking sprinted. He threw, no exaggeration, like a 16-punch combination up against the fence as hard and as fast as he could. And then obviously like defends the takedown, slides over and mount, starts throwing some more ground and pound shots. Like, I don't care who you are. If you're going to truly sprint as hard as you can, you're going to need a second to breathe. And that's kind of what happened. But then he ended up still going all 5 rounds, was still super fast and quick at the end. He's Jewish, boys and girls. He's Jewish and he's ahead of Colby. 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 All right. Above Usman? Is he ahead of Juiceman though, man? Is he ahead of Juiceman? I did see Dylan Dennis' new MMA fight at Misfits. I'm excited to see Dylan fight in MMA, but it's a complete wash of a fight. He's fighting a pro boxer. He's fighting a pro boxer in MMA. That's a joke. That's a complete joke. That's a complete fucking joke. Like, Dennis is just fucking name a submission. He's going to hit it. Just name one. He could probably fucking buggy choke this guy. Yeah, it's basically James Toney, Randy Couture 2.0, kind of. I mean, definitely. Randy Couture is definitely a much more accomplished MMA fighter, but it's a very similar vein. Like it's a complete known. It's a nothing fight. Honestly, if I'm Dylan, I'm gonna lay on my back and start reverse hip escaping towards the guy. That's what I would do. Imagine he loses. That would be pretty poor. And Tony Ferguson's gonna get fucking. He's gonna get fucking destroyed. He's going to get fucking destroyed against Salt Poppy, and it's going to be so sad. He doesn't stand a chance. Like, Salt Poppy's actually good. Like, he actually knows how to box. Like, not to, in a true world-class level, but, Salt Poppy boxes like a guy who has dedicated his life to boxing the last, 6-7 years. Oh, Brooke Mulu. Thank you for the $10. McGregor won the 4th and was winning the 5th against Diaz until he made a mistake, got tripped in the last 10 seconds. Also against Mayweather, I think he was more concussed than tired. I mean, look, Brooke Mulu, again, I kind of wanted to shut the fuck up about it because at this point, I think people just think that, I don't know. I don't want to try to, it's hard defending Conor McGregor these days because people just don't take you seriously. But I do truly think Conor is honestly one of the most disrespected fighters. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? I also think in the Mayweather fight, the pace that Conor put was kind of crazy. Conor, was just the second the fight started was just fucking throwing, kind of wildly. I mean, I don't want to say wild. But there was a lot of activity in that Mayweather fight. And the truth is, I don't even think that's where Conor's at his best. I think he's more of a counter puncher than anything else. So, I don't know. I don't know. But I agree, right? Again, he takes that Nate Diaz fight. He's a 45er moving up to welterweight. He's throwing fucking spinning wheel kicks, spinning capoeira kicks. He's cracking Nate. Nate is just in his face, never stopping. Conor slows down, gasses out, gets finished. And then in the third, he rematches 5 months later and wins the 4th round, takes it all 5 rounds. He's a 45er fighting a welterweight. Dude, I think that's actually kind of impressive, but people don't really want to hear it. You know what I mean? People don't really want to hear it, but I agree with you, Brooke. I agree with you. Completely. Thank you so much for the $10. I think you make a very valiant point. Marcos is back. Thank you for the £5. More info. I'm 32 years old, 5'8", and walk around 145 pounds. I feel like I have that dog in me, man. Maybe one day I'll fight in a promotion like Cage Warriors. You walk around 145 pounds. So you're a flyweight. You got your work cut out for you, Marcos. You got your work cut out for you. Look, here's what I think. But it doesn't matter what I think. It only matters what you think. But here's what I think. I think you could find a way to monetize fighting and training. But, it's a very tough ask to become a champ. Cage Warriors is a pretty elite feeder organization, man. And the flyweight division is so skilled and so technical. But again, it doesn't matter what I think. It only matters what you think. It only matters what you think. It only matters what you know. But that's a very tough ask. Again, that's sort of what I was saying for you. It's look, you can monetize it for sure. You dedicate your life to fighting. You can find a way to monetize it and make a career out of it. But becoming a champion of any organization up at flyweight, it's a very tough ask. Very tough ask. But again, it only doesn't matter what I think, it matters what you know, Marcos. That's how I think life works. But, that's what I would say, man. I think you got a lot of roadblocks trying to fight at flyweight. That's such a technical, well-rounded division, man. Marvin Ramsden, thank you for the £2. Underrated gas tank is Carlos Prates, smoker. I know. Yeah, that's insane. It's insane that Carlos Prates smoking cigarettes, getting wasted every day. That's insane. I know. I should have him on the list, shouldn't I? Okay, I'm going to do a poll about Max's cardio compared to Usman. Who's better? Wow, a lot of people are thinking Max. I kind of agree. All right, you guys get your wish. Brooke Mulu, thank you for another $5. I really appreciate it. I just want to say it's incredible that, like, God, somehow, and don't ask me how, but somehow every live stream I do, I just somehow end up making a fucking living out of it. And it's all thanks to you guys. Like, sometimes I think to myself, like, one day I bet everyone's just going to stop donating and I got to go find a real job. But somehow it just keeps pouring in. Thank you, guys. You're amazing. Brooke Moo, thank you for the $5. Against Max, he looked very fresh at the end of the fight with a torn ACL and wrestling high output and gassed out Chad Mendes. McGregor is so underrated. But, I mean, look, it's just, again, it comes from the fact that Conor was a very big 45er fighting against other 45ers. You know what I mean? Max Holloway couldn't pressure him or, again, like, size and weight matters a lot. And when you got fucking welterweight Nate Diaz walking you down, smiling, shooting double legs on you, clinching up with you, trying to take you down, fucking throwing these wild, like, 30-punch combinations with arm punches, and you're a fucking featherweight, like, yeah, that's gonna be real. That's gonna be a fucking problem to deal with. Like, it takes so much energy to fight in the clinch with someone that much bigger than you. But, give him 21-year-old Max Holloway at 145, who doesn't have the power or the size or even really the durability. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, he's going to be fine. Conor's not going to gas out within that context. But again, right, like, compared to the people above him, I'll tell you what, he shouldn't be behind Shamil Gaziev. That was kind of just an accident. The truth is, though, the only people on this list that I think truly has bad cardio are, like, I mean, truly it's Daniel and Shamil. You know what I mean? So it's like Conor being at the bottom isn't like that. You know what I mean? Like, it could be worse. And I do think, though, that Nate Diaz fight, the first one especially, he had really bad energy management. So that one is on him. All right. Oh, a Max and Tony poll? All right. All right, let's do it. I'm curious what people have to say. All right, what do you guys think? It's close. It's close. Tony's taking it. Oh, now Max is taking it. It's very close, though. No, everybody here's in their prime. Max ended up taking 60-40. Max ended up taking 60-40. That's interesting that people think that. It's who has more cardio. It's who has more cardio. Interesting. All right, people think Max has better cardio. That's, interesting. Cool. Nice to know what people think. All right, next. You got to do debates on stream? I do debates on stream. Though the last time we did it, people didn't really want to debate. Like, not a lot of people were actually willing to do it. All right, next. We got Marab Divalishvilis. For everybody telling me to add somebody, you guys know the price. It's $2. Marab Divalishvilis. I remember when he fought Umar in one of those YouTubers react videos. I got fucking flamed in the comments because we're watching it at the start of round 5, or like we're like 2 minutes into round 5, and I was like, dude, I think Merab's getting tired. And then everybody in the chat flamed me for it, and people were like, oh yeah, he's only saying that because he picked Umar to win and he's salty. And I was like, did I do that though? Did I pick Umar to win and I'm salty? Like, I don't think that's what my video was about. You know what I mean? But, you know, that's the thing about MMA YouTube. It's a fucking witch hunt. It's a fucking witch hunt. Like, people love going after people for that kind of thing. But, I mean, regardless. The reason I did say that, though, the reason I said that in the moment was because at the end of round 4, Umar is like fucking, like, his check engine light is like fucking blinking. Like, Merab is, okay, Nestility, hold on a second, motherfucker. What do you think this is? You think this is the Salvation Army or something? You can't add 3 people for $2. You get 1. You get 1, all right? This ain't the Salvation Army, man. I ain't running a goddamn charity, all right? You can get 1. But, so pick one. Pick which one you want, Nestility. But as I was saying, yeah, again, Umar was fucking dying. Like, he was literally dying. He was on death's door. And Merab is just fucking drowning him. And I was like, man, I think the fight's over. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Umar gets finished the next round. Then round 5 starts. And, like, Merab really was not pushing the pace on him. Like, Merab was really not pushing the pace. Like, go back to round 5. Like, Umar was dying, and then Merab started round 5, just kind of bouncing, like, he's not really going for it, he's moving a little bit, and then it's like 3 minutes into the round of not a tremendous amount of action. I was like, dang, maybe Merab is, like, you know, slowing down a little bit. Like, I don't think, like, he was, like, you know, gassed. But in the moment, I was like, maybe he is slowing down a little bit. And, I mean, the truth is, I just think that is good energy management. Like, look, you know, again, if you put Merab on a track and told him to start sprinting around the track, he's going to get tired. He obviously needs good distance management. Though obviously, you know, his cardio is insane. Yeah, but Merab definitely pulled back a little bit at the first couple minutes of round 5, which I think that's just him kind of, like, you know, just he wants to maintain his cardio. You know what I mean? How do you know Tom has terrible cardio? He doesn't. It's uncircumcised. Oh, Mac X3RO. Thank you for the $2. Corey Sandhagen is on here. He's not. Do you want him on here? You sent me $2. Do you want him on here, Mac? If you want him on here, Mac, we can talk about it. All right, well, Mac, that's going to be $2 then. It's going to cost $2 then. I mean, again, you sent to asking if he's on here, but so then now obviously, I'm sorry, I don't make the rules. I just have to follow them. You have to now donate requesting what you want. Like, that's just because I need to keep a record of all the donations for tax purposes. So, yeah. Okay, fine. I'm kidding. We'll add Corey Sandhagen. All right, there's Corey. So as I was saying, because Merab slowed down so much against Umar round 5, he's going to go in the overrated tab. All right, next, we have Alexander Volkanovski. Gleeglog thank you for the $5. Remove Corey Sandhagen. I'll tell you what, Gleeglog Schlog, we can do that for another 5. We can remove Corey Sandhagen, Gleeglog Schlog. For another 5, we'll get rid of him right now. He's gone. He's gone, and he's never coming back. I'll, in fact, never talk about him ever again. So let me know if you want to make a deal, Gleeglock Schlog. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that $5. I love you so much, dude. You're a great guy. Gleeglock Schlog, I literally love you. Anyway, now, Volkanovski did slow down at the very end of the Brian Ortega fight. He's on top of Brian Ortega, beating his fucking face in, and you finally started to see him starting to breathe a little heavy. But obviously, the pace he put on him was insane. Now, the thing is that the reason why Volk, I want a refund if you ever talk about him. Gleeglock Schlog, all right. Okay, how do you get rid of somebody on the air? Gleeglock Schlog, thank you for the Gleeglock Schlog, I was kind of half joking. I was kind of just pretending to be an absolute insane Jew, and I was going to just do it anyway, but Gleeglock, thank you. I do really appreciate that. He's gone. He's gone. I don't know how to get rid of him. Nestility, thank you for the $2. Mac, the $11. Mac, the $11. Dude, Gleeglock Schlog, he just outbid you. You sent a total of 10. Mac sent 11. I'm sorry, he outbid you, Gleeglock Schlog. Look, Gleeglock Schlog, if you want to keep this up, you just need, again, you've sent a total of 10. He has sent a total of 11. You just need another $2, and there you go. $2, and he's gone. But as of right now, he's going to stay. Because you've been outbid by $1. Let me put him back down here, though. Sorry, Shay, I don't run on charity. All right. Now he's got to do 12 in one dono. I mean, that's fine. No, Gleeglock Schlog, you don't have to do anything. But I'm just saying Corey's going to be here now. All right. Anyway, look, Volkanovski can almost essentially outpace Max Holloway. Like, Max has zero ability to overwhelm Volkanovski. Volkanovski definitely pushed a way harder pace than Islam. Like, he outpaced Islam despite being the smaller guy in that matchup. God, Volker Tony, though, now that's a fucking tough one, man. That's a fucking tough one. I gotta pull the chat for Volker Tony. That's the only way I can figure this out, I think. Oh, yeah, I guess I'll put Marab at the very tip-top of Jewish, by the way. I'll put Marab. Yeah, Marab definitely is top of Jewish. I forgot about him, kind of. Really? You guys all think that Volk has better cardio than Tony? Yeah, no. I mean, dude, yeah, the fact that Marab has such crazy cardio and he also spends all of his time resting, hopping, and fainting, you know what I mean? Like, he's doing this practically. He's doing this at the end of the octagon. But when Marab should be taking a break and getting his air back, he's going like this. So that's pretty wild. You know what I mean? All right, the people want him ahead. Yeah, all right, there you go. All right, now we have Corey Sandhagen, who Mac X3RO sent a hefty $11 to make sure that he stayed with all of us, to make sure that he stayed within all of our hearts. Let's see here. Yeah, I think Corey is mid as fuck when it comes to the cardio. He's fucking mid. He's fucking mid as fuck. All right, we're done, everybody. Oh yeah. Sorry. I forgot. I kind of missed that dono. Nestility said Alex and Jones. Okay, you're $4 in. All right, we can do that. Oh yeah, and I should probably actually properly rate Corey. I'm going to put him right now. I'm going to put him low decent. I think, obviously, his output is crazy. He doesn't have a lot of power, but his output is crazy. But I think that it's really his scrambling ability on the ground. It's like the way that, like, every time that you shoot, he'll Granby roll. He'll constantly scramble. He never stops moving on the ground. He is, I mean... Yeah, I mean, God. Yeah, I mean, his cardio is really good, and he moves a lot. He's throwing flying knees, and he really doesn't get tired. Though I do think that, like, overall, I mean, I don't know if Umar worked him, but Umar was just a bit quicker than him and was also able to match the cardio pretty much. And he was just a little bit quicker, a little bit faster on the feet, and Corey really struggled landing. But obviously, Umar improved a lot in between his last fight and his fight with Corey. It's hard for me to put him ahead of Jack. Because, no, he is. His cardio is better than Jack's. His cardio is better than Jack's. His cardio, his scrambling ability is great. I think he's shown more. I'm putting him in between Islam and Mike. I think that's where he belongs. That's where I think he belongs. That's where I think he belongs. Oops. All right. Next. Jonathan Jones. I think John Jones does have very good cardio. Definitely ain't Jewish. I don't know if I've ever seen John gas out. I think a big part of that, I don't think his overall gas tank is insane, but I think his cardio management is very good. I think I'm close to saying it's elite. He has amazing cardio management. The Reyes fight, he definitely managed his cardio very well. I'm going to put him here. I think, like, when you look at Volk's fight with Islam, I think some of, like, the takedowns and the scrambles he was having with Volk was a way higher pace than I've seen John go in the past. But it's the energy management from me that wants me to put him where he is. And he has very good energy management. So I think that's where I'm going to put him. All right, Alex Pereira. I mean, it's tough. Alex Pereira slowed down big time in the first Israel Adesanya fight, even though he ended up coming back and finishing him round 5. But he was cutting an absolutely insane amount of weight to make that. Like, that is what's going to really fuck up your cardio, is getting that skinny and that frail. You know what I mean? To be that skinny and that frail is kind of the hard part. Again, it's to me, the water cut isn't what does it. It's when you're cutting fucking 30 pounds over 6 months, not 6 months, like 8 weeks, and you're getting real skinny and frail. That really fucks up your cardio. Why is it Jewish cardio so anti-Semitic? Oh, fucking ProgCon doesn't know where the fuck he is right now. Dude, literally, I am Jewish, ProgCon. Me, I'm Jewish. Those are my people. That's my fucking ancestry, by the way. So, shut the fuck up. Shay, you're skinnier than he was? I'm not, though. I'm not. Like, I'm just simply not that skinny. I think his cardio looked very good against Onk. I think he belongs high mid. I think he belongs very high mid. Serious question. Can you beat Tony Ferguson right now? Yeah, I would beat Tony Ferguson right now. I mean, I know for a fact. I mean, the thing is, right, I think I'm already much more skilled than Tony is on the ground. I'm much more skilled. The problem was, though, in his prime, he would have been such a gnarly athletic specimen, I wouldn't have been able to handle it. No way. But, you know, he's a complete shell of his former self. You know what I mean? Like, he's old and he's weathered and he doesn't have the fundamentals, especially in the grappling anymore. So, yeah, no, I would crush Tony Ferguson right now. I would crush Tony right now. For sure. I don't think he stands a chance anywhere. In the striking and the grappling, I think I'm better than him anywhere. I think I am better than him everywhere, for sure. Then you could beat a ranked flyweight. I mean, you know, Joaquin Masaria, I'm going to say no. I'm not going to sit here and claim that I can beat like a current world-class UFC fighter. But the truth is, I really don't know because I've never, ever sparred or grappled somebody who, you know, is about 145 pounds, yet also world-class. Like, I've never... Like, I don't have a reference for that. Like, I've sparred UFC fighters who are like, you know, welterweight, lightweight, featherweight size. I've never, ever sparred somebody that small, so I really don't know how that would even look like in a real fucking fight. You know what I mean? And that's the difference, too. Like you know, when fucking me and Blake Builder are going to war in the wrestling, like, that's not a mixed martial arts fight. That's us wrestling. Like, it's a big difference. You know what I mean? It's a very big difference. So, like, that's also hard. Like, I've never, you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't really have a good reference for it, other than, like, I can look at my individual martial arts skills. Yeah, so, you know, I don't know. It's tough to say. It's tough to say. I mean, I've definitely never, like, definitively put out any, like, really serious training footage before. Like, all of my striking clips are just me, like, going really light with my friends. You know what I mean? Even, like, the grappling footage, too. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, one day we'll get out some real serious footage. So, yeah, I don't know. Anyway. Is that everybody? I think that's everybody for now. Could you beat two Kayla Harrisons at the same time? Can I beat two Kayla Harrisons at the same time? I think so, yes. But if they like really prepared for me and like really game planned, I think they have a shot. But I'm gonna say yeah. I still think I can. I think I can beat two Kayla Harrison still. Habib, I don't have a problem adding Habib, but you guys know the price. I'm a member that's already $2. I mean, but John Wings, you get access to all the members only content that I put out, and you get access to the members only Discord. So you already get something for that. You know what I mean? Fabio Flintstone, thank you for the $5. Stream helping the workday go by. Please add Khabib. Fabio Flintstone, you got it, bro. You got it. You've got it. All right, let's see. Khabib Nurmagomedov. I'll be very honest about where I think Khabib belongs cardio-wise. Thank you so much, Fabio Flintstone. Really appreciate it, buddy. Thank you. All right, Khabib. It's an interesting one. You know, you can't deny that Khabib definitely slowed down round 3 against Conor. But, I mean, that makes sense. He sure emptied the fucking gas tank on Conor round 2. He sure emptied the fucking gas tank. Big time. I don't know, Jim. You know, honestly, I kind of disagree with that. I think what you just said is a Joe Roganism. Joe Rogan, obviously, and I hate to say this, I respect the guy, but he's a bit of a dumbass. He doesn't understand MMA very well. Joe Rogan was looking at the Al Iaquinta fight. Obviously, round 1, Khabib takes down Al. Round 2, he takes down Al again. But then all of a sudden, rounds 3, 4, and 5, he never takes him down again. And Joe Rogan, just obviously being a dumbass, went, he was taking him down, and now he's not. He's slowing down. It's the only explanation. He's slowing down. And that's what he kept saying and perpetuating. Oh, well, we did see Khabib slow down once against Al Iaquinta. That's not what was happening. What was happening was that round 1, Khabib caught Al off guard with a low single leg, picked it up, took him down. Round 2, he backed up Al to the fence where his takedowns became elite, then took him down up against the fence. Rounds 3, 4, and 5, Al's corner was telling him, if you back up, we're going to fucking cut your dick and balls off. And Al went, all right. So Al just sat in the center of the octagon, did not back up, and now all of a sudden Khabib's wrestling out in the open, which is kind of mid, just wasn't working. He kept trying to hit those low singles out in the open, and Al was defending every single one. Khabib was unable to pressure Al Iaquinta, therefore he just jabbed him up for the rounds 3, 4, and 5. But it was not that he, to me, at least the last time I watched the fight, to me, just watching him so clear, I'm like, no, Khabib's not gassed. He's not tired. He just cannot back Al Iaquinta up to the fence, and that's where his game needs to happen for him to have success. So, look, I think Khabib, where is he? There you are. Let me think about this. I'm not going to rank him higher than Nate Diaz pure cardio-wise or Fluffy pure cardio-wise. I think he's... I can't put him ahead of Belal Muhammad, and the reason for that is this. Belal Muhammad, I just think, manages his cardio a lot better. I think, like, Khabib can try to be a little bit more ferocious sometimes and sprint a little bit harder, and therefore that kind of causes him to slow down a little. But I think Belal has better energy management overall. Bisping... Corey, you know what? I'm going to put him just right with Islam. I can't really think of a reason to put him any higher or lower than Islam. You know what I mean? I think that's probably fair. I think his cardio is definitely very good, but it's not like up here. This is like world fucking class. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know if I can put him any. He's about with Islam, I think. You know what I mean? That's kind of where I would feel like he belongs. I mean. I think that Corey, the fact that he could scramble all 5 rounds is pretty impressive. Islam trying to scramble all 5 rounds kind of gassed out against Volk. I feel like, he'd probably be about the same. That's kind of what I would say. Let me go back. Missed some donos, I think. Oh, Gamer Leroni. Thank you for the $5. People on Reddit were discussing who punches harder. Ilya Topuria or Sean Strickland. Isn't Topuria's accuracy what makes him very impressive in KOs? Yeah, I think so. I think more so than just pure power, what makes Ilya so impressive, it's the accuracy, but it's also his ability to like really get his body behind a shot on a dime. You know what I mean? That's the hard part. Like, it's one thing, for example, to like, you're trading with somebody and there's an opening and you got to be quick with it, so you kind of arm punch through the opening. But like Ilya, like on a dime, can put his whole body like in between a shot. You know what I mean? I think that's what makes it more impressive. I would bet a lot of money that Sean Strickland would score way higher on the power cube than Ilya does. I think so. I think Sean Strickland would score way higher on the power cube than Ilya does. That's what I would say. I think that's just because, you know, you really let Sean Strickland just put everything he has into a hook. That's fucking, you know, that's fucking, especially out of camp. That's 200 and, like, look, Sean Strickland understands the mechanics of how to throw a shot. You know what I mean? He understands the mechanics. Line him up on a power cube and tell Sean Strickland, put your entire body weight behind this one shot. That's going to be 215 pounds with his whole body behind it. He's going to score higher than Ilya. But Ilya, when it actually comes to being a knockout artist, like the skill of knocking somebody out, he's leagues ahead. But Sean Strickland is obviously going to be able to overall generate more force on a one-to-one level playing field because he's so much bigger. Kay, thank you for the $2. Can you beat two Lucas Tracy's? I mean, look, no offense to Lucas, but I think Kayla Harrison's a way tougher fight than Lucas Tracy. Like, I just got to be honest. Like Kayla Harrison is a way tougher fight than Lucas Tracy. Like, that's not even close. Like, Kayla Harrison's like an actual world-class mixed martial artist with, like, legit skills. Like, that's not Lucas Tracy. You know what I mean? You know, no offense to the guy, but I don't think he knows anything about fighting. Oh, Marvin Ramsey, I think we're the £2. Put Izzy on the list. All right, yeah, we can put Izzy on the list for $2. All right, that's not right. Who gets muzzes, though? That's a good point. Don't get me wrong. Good point. All right. You know what? I'm putting Izzy bottom of mid. And the reason I'm putting Izzy bottom of mid is like, dude, I've seen Oliveira push a fucking insane pace. Like, that Dustin Poirier fight was an insane pace. Crazy output. You know what I mean? When does Adesanya ever have like a crazy high output? He doesn't really. He has good management. He has good cardio management. But like, I've seen Dricus put on a pretty crazy pace and still go all 5 rounds. Izzy doesn't put on a great pace at all. He just kind of manages distance really well, makes it pretty much impossible for you to close the distance effectively. He moves around. He feints with his fucking hip a lot. You know what I mean? Like, I guess the Kelvin Gastelum fight's the one time, but even then, like, that wasn't a great performance. You know what I mean? That was not a great performance at all. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I don't know. I think he crumbles when somebody really puts a pace on him. You know what I mean? Okay, thank you for the $2. Last serious question. Can you beat Bisping right now? You know what? I'm part of like this private open mat group near me. It's just basically like there's this guy who runs a big business that is really close to my house, and he's a jiu-jitsu black belt, and he just like again, he has this entire fucking like giant compound a couple of warehouses, big compound, and he just put a shit ton of mats out. And then he was basically like, yeah, you guys can come train whenever you want. You know what I mean? Like, just come, you know, again, there's like 100 people in this group chat. Not that many people ever show up. But they're always in the chat being like, oh, yeah, you guys want to train this day, that day, and I show up all. And, you know, that's where I probably train my grappling more than anywhere else. Michael Bisping is friends with this guy. Michael Bisping has trained at this open mat before. I've never seen him, though, there myself. I've never seen him there myself. God, I think the last time Bisping showed up was probably like 6 months ago. Was the last time I've ever heard of him showing up there, which sucks. Like, I'd love to get some rounds in with him. He's huge, by the way. Michael Bisping is fucking huge. Like, I think he's like 230 pounds. Does he even live in the U.S.? Yeah, Michael Bisping lives close to me. He's big, very big. Frankly, I don't know. No, I don't think so. I don't think I can beat Michael Bisping right now. I think he is about 30 pounds heavier than me, and I think that he is still in really good shape. He's older now for sure. Give me like another 10 years to let him age a little bit more. Invite him over for a stream. I mean, dude, yeah, that's the thing. Like, I know he does YouTube. If I were to run into him, I'd be like, dude, I dabble. I do some YouTube myself, But I've yet to actually meet him or talk to him. So. So is it wrong to consider Charles a late bloomer in terms of getting his skills together outside of physical prime? No, I think Oliveira at like 32, 33, 34 was peak Oliveira skill and athletic wise for sure. You could beat Shamil in kickboxing. You know what? Maybe. Probably not. But I would love to give that one the old college try. Being an MMA YouTuber, a good base for MMA. I mean, I don't know, Kappa. I feel like having a base in MMA is my base for being an MMA YouTuber. It's kind of backwards for me. You know what I mean? It's kind of backwards. Meme Big 8, thank you for the $2. Add Cade Rotolo. A deal's a deal. A deal is a fucking deal, to say the least. Okay, thank you for the $2. Real last question. Can you beat drunk Connor in a club? No. Connor would fuck me up. No. Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. No. Fuck no. I mean, that's like, that's like asking right now, fucking, I mean, how old? Connor just turned 37. It's not that old. You know what I mean? And I think, he's still, he definitely parties and, but I think he still trains. I think he regularly posts on Instagram him hitting the pads, him grappling. Dude, Connor can fuck me up. Connor would fuck me up. I'm not beating Conor McGregor. He's not that old and that withered yet. You know what I mean? Give it another 5, 6, 7 years maybe. Let Connor get really old first. But I don't think he's that old. You know what I mean? And if anything, he just looks bigger and stronger now than he ever has before. You know what I mean? I don't even know if I can say I'm that much bigger. I'm definitely bigger than Connor is, but I bet he's about 180 pounds. I bet something like that. So also has a huge penis. That's beside the point. Cade Rotolo. The thing is, his MMA career, he kind of just steamrolls everybody right now, but in the world of grappling, his cardio is otherworldly. His scrambling ability is fucking insane. I mean, he's a little bit unproven. Ellie, I don't know if he's 195. He's a little short to be 195. I'm just gonna put him at the bottom of decent because like I feel like he's still unproven in the world of mixed martial arts, but like he's only had I think he's had like 4 or 5 fights, something like that, where he's just steamrolled everybody. But like in the world of grappling, he can go in CGI. He went 5 hard 5-minute rounds in pure grappling. So like I think like he has the potential to have insane cardio, but like he's a little unproven. I'll put him at the bottom of decent for now. I mean, look, voice of reason, you are allowed to take steroids in MMA because, like, as long as you don't get caught, you're fine. So, like, that's what most people do. But I do think that Cade is a natural athlete. I wouldn't say that about most grapplers, but I do think, I mean, he's so young. And, like, he's not that physically imposing at all. Like, Cade's only 22 years old. Like, I don't think he's on gear. He's one of the few that I would definitely say I don't think he's on anything. Yeah, there's a limit to how much you can take. I mean, not really. I mean, it depends. If you have designer drugs, then no, there's literally zero limit. If it's a designer steroid, there's no limit at all. Like, there's literally no limit. Take as much of it as you want. Yeah. I mean, like, if you have, like, the stack of somebody like Gordon Ryan, that's going to be a little hard because you're going to have to, like, change your stack up so much to bypass USADA, but, like, if you are rich enough to afford designer steroids, and like there's no dossier to even test for them. Like, they don't exist as far as anybody knows. So like you can take as much as you want. Like, that's the thing people don't understand about designer steroids. Like, you understand, like, you hire a chemist to make you something that doesn't exist. You know what I mean? It's like there's not a dossier to test for it. Most athletes, though, that can't afford that, what they would essentially do is they just basically say that, like, they let USADA know, like, hey, I'm traveling on train from this location to this location, so there you go, like, I'm gone for like a couple days. And then you work with a team that goes, all right, this steroid is going to be only detectable for 24 hours, yet you're going to feel the effects for it through an entire month. So they take it, they get on the train, and even if USADA is waiting for them as soon as they get off the train, as soon as they get off the train, well, too late, like, you missed it. It was only detectable for the first day that he took it. You know what I mean? Brooke Mulu, thank you for the $2. What about O'Malley and Yan? What about him, Brooke? What about him? What about him is my question to you. What about him? What about O'Malley and Yan? I'm waiting, Brooke. Oh, gas tank list? Oh, okay. Well, okay. Which one do you want me to add? Which one do you want me to add? Again, it's $2 for one person. So you sent 2. Which one you want? I'm waiting, Brooke. Which one you want? Yan, all right, you got Piotr Yan. Can you beat 5 times knocked down Charles K? Thank you for the $2. No, I don't think so. No, I don't believe I can. I don't believe I can. I mean, I guess it depends how badly knocked out he is, but like, I mean, look, it's crazy to say because like sometimes I still like again, like I was like 170 pounds my entire life, and over like the last 7-8 months, I've been bulking like crazy, and I'm like 195 right now. Yet I still kind of think back to myself like I'm still 170. Like I actually would be a lot bigger than Charles. And I think like if he's been like severely concussed, I have a chance. Just tuck my chin and fucking wing an overhand. I might be able to clip him and put him out. But like skill for skill, I'm not gonna favor myself there, to say the least. Like it's still skill for skill. Like I don't want any part of that one. But like maybe I think I got a shot. I know he said that meme big ape, but again, like I don't expect him to know me. You know what I mean? Like I can't imagine fucking gurus fucking watching me knock out that little Asian boy. Like he just doesn't know. Like, and again, I don't think that like the angle you get at me on camera is that great for making it look like I'm big. You know what I mean? You gotta look at my Instagram if you want to see how big I am. Gleeglock Schlock, thank you for the $2. Are you beating Prime Mike Tyson in an MMA fight? Am I beating Prime Mike Tyson in an MMA fight? That Asian boy was little. I know, but so was I, man. So was I. We were the same weight, but thank God I was wearing shin guards, so you didn't get to see my John Jones legs. If I wasn't wearing shin guards, you'd be able to see. You'd be like, oh, that's why Shay and this guy are the same weight class. I've beaten Prime Mike Tyson in an MMA fight. I'm just trying to think, like, what strategy would I use? I mean, the truth is, you know when Muhammad Ali had that MMA fight against that Japanese wrestler? I would just use the exact same strategy. Like, I would literally just lay on my back and start, like, hipping forward to him. The difference is, though, is, like, I'm so much more technical than that guy, than that like, Japanese wrestler who didn't, like, actually have any real jiu-jitsu. Like, I would just fucking... Like, I would just reverse hip escape until I can just grab a hold of his legs. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't try to wrestle. I wouldn't try to stand. I would literally lay on my back and just start reverse hip escaping towards him. And I would start, I'm just gonna be like, my hands are gonna be ready. I'm gonna be fucking, like, I got pretty good leg entries, but obviously I'm not, like, attacking. I'm not gonna attack, like, fucking single leg X, because I'd be really nervous he would just fucking rain down the ground and pound. Even though the thing is, I don't think Mike Tyson has great ground and pound techniques. I'm still not fucking with it. Like, I think there's a good shot he catches me and knocks me out clean. So, but I think I do legitimately stand the chance, only that he just wouldn't know what the fuck I was doing. Yeah, because, like, if I reverse hip escape towards him, grab the ankle, and just give him the back of my head, he can't punch me in the back of the head. And I think, like, once I really hike up the single leg, I know he's just not going to know what I'm doing. But, like, I would not try to wrestle, and I'm not standing at all. Like, I would just lay on my back until I could grab him. You know what I mean? Oh, okay. Thank you for the $2. Can you beat Jake Paul in a street fight? That's going to be harder. Believe it or not, that might be a little bit harder than Mike Tyson, believe it or not. Just because I feel like Jake would actually know he knows how to stop a takedown. So it's going to be a lot harder. What if Tyson had a 12-week training camp for an MMA fight with you? Okay, now I'm fucked. If you gave Mike Tyson, like, time to prepare in his prime, like, yes, I wouldn't stand a chance. The only thing giving me a chance is that he just wouldn't know what I'm doing when I grab his leg. I mean, I don't know. Jake's harder, but like, I think I would just fucking kick him in the face. I think I would just like land a couple of calf kicks. I mean, when you say street fight though, you mean like I wasn't ready, like I can't stretch. You know what I mean? Like within an MMA fight, I'd probably just fucking head kick him if we were in an MMA fight, and I don't think he would know what I was doing, or he would know what I was doing. He wouldn't be able to stop it though. I would just like jump, spinning wheel kick him in the face. Like you guys think like you know it's funny. Like somebody like said that like I've been using the joke of being a Taekwondo prodigy for a long time now, and I'm like, well, it's not actually a joke. Like I actually was a Taekwondo prodigy. So like I kick him in the fucking face. But when you say a street fight, you mean like I'm walking down the street and I'm like wearing jeans or something, and like he just like randomly appears in front of me and I gotta be ready. Still, I'd probably just calf kick him a few times, and I don't think he'd be able to walk. Like I think I'd be good enough just to be constantly moving. Like I'm definitely a lot taller than Jake Paul is by a little bit. I got a good I think I got a good 2 inches on him. What do you mean? What do you mean evidence? I have. If you need evidence that I can kick at a very high level, you got to look at my Instagram. Oh yeah, sorry, Piotr Jan. Decent. I mean, the fact that even after getting mauled for 5 rounds straight, he was still defending takedowns and still getting back up to his feet. Round 5 against Merab is crazy. So, yeah, definitely decent. Shit. Alrighty, guys. I let time get away from me a little bit. I gotta go get my hair cut right now. I got a buddy of mine's cutting my hair. So alrighty, guys. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it. I'm leaving tomorrow for Cancun. I'm going to be in Cancun for a week. I'm teaching a few seminars out there. But I'll be able to stream. I have a video planned to come out while I'm in Cancun about Merab. I have a video about Merab. It's going to be titled, "The End of Merab's Title Reign is Already Written." That's all I'm going to say. Be on the lookout for that. I'll be streaming every single day I'm gone. Every single day you will be getting some sort of content. So I will see you all later. Thank you so much.